Decentering men is not about hate. Decentering men is about your healing. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we talk about decentering men again. Yes, indeed, we are talking about decentering men. But I really want to talk about this thing because it is not about hate. It's not about making men or masculine energy the enemy. And it's not about hate. It is about your healing. It is about reclaiming your power. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. But I have an announcement. But before we get into it, I have an announcement, you guys. I just released my newest ebook called Why He Showed Up. And Why He Showed Up, a spiritual guide to healing from toxic relationships and narcissism. And I'm really excited. This ebook is basically what I've been talking about these past few videos about decentering men and how to heal from narcissism and toxic relationships. So I'm really excited. We're going to take a spiritual approach to this and talk about healing from these toxic and narcissistic relationships. So I'm really excited. If you're interested in this ebook, you can check out the link below or in the pinned comment. And like I said, I feel like this book is super necessary. I really haven't shared much on this channel about my own journey, but yes, I had to deal with it myself. And this guide is something that has helped me. If you've ever been through a toxic relationship, dealt with narcissism, this is the ebook for you. So I'm going to leave the link below for it. I've always said, he wasn't supposed to be your downfall. He was supposed to be your wake-up call. So I'm really excited for this new ebook, Why He Showed Up. We're going to talk about why he showed up, how to heal, how to recenter. So definitely check out my new ebook, Why He Showed Up. So I wanted to talk about this subject. It is not about hate. Decentering men is not about hate. Even though there's a lot of content out there, honestly, that when it comes to decentering men is about hate. It's about hating them. It's about ignoring them, acting like they don't exist, all the things. And that's not what this is about. Decentering men means putting yourself at the center, because two people can't be in the center. The point of decentering men is because you were centering men. That's the thing. And when we take a spiritual approach to this, when you center anything outside of yourself, that causes distortion. That's the distortion. Anything external, masculine energy, that is the distortion. And so we are coming into truth by centering ourselves. And this, my friends, is true self-love. It is not about hate. And the reason why I wanted to do this video in the first place is because I got a comment from a girl, and she was like, I guess she was engaging with decentering men content, and she was tired of the hate. She called it misandry. I didn't know what that word meant. I had to look it up. I was like, what does that mean? And I was like, oh, I get it. But yeah. And when it comes to spirituality, obviously this is a spiritual channel. We're not hating. Hate should not even be in the realm of what we're thinking about, entertaining, any of that. This is not about hate. And when I see spiritual content talking about hate and perpetuating hate, I think we missed the plot. We've missed the plot, right? Does that even seem like it would be true if we're talking about hate and hating other people and acting like they don't exist? Well, acting like they don't exist, that's another thing. But like hate, sometimes I feel like we've lost the plot when we're talking about these things. So I really wanted to share that decentering men is absolutely not about hating men. It is not about making them the enemy. That's why I made that video about men are scary, because the video that I was referring to in that video, she wanted people to hate men. And we've lost the plot. It's not about hate, it's about reclaiming your power. It's about stepping into alignment, stepping into truth. And truth is centering yourself and your pleasure is it. Because here's the thing, masculine energy, men, is the reflection. And I've talked about the story of how she gave up herself so she can know herself, know thyself. And reality, the material world, masculine energy, existence, is her reflection. It is reflecting her beingness. But somewhere along the way, she lost the plot and she started thinking that her power was out there. That was the truth that she forgot. She forgot that life, when it comes to manifest it like a woman, life is my man, but life is my reflection. She forgot that life is reflecting who she is. But when you distort it, that's when toxic relationships come into play, narcissism, abuse, scary things, and you start striving and chasing and trying to earn because you think that the reflection is truth. It's almost like we always say, if you're looking into a mirror, I said mirror I am from Georgia, but I said it very Georgia. But it's like we're looking into a mirror, and I said it again, we're looking into a mirror and thinking that the reflection is going to smile back at us without us smiling. No, that's not how this works. We step into our beingness, we become full of ourselves, we gain a sense of self. This is the spiritual journey for a woman. Gain a sense of self, and the mirror, the life, reflects that back to us. That narcissist that showed up in your life, why he showed up was to wake you up, to reflect the distortion, to wake you up to who you truly are. Existence is not the enemy. No one is the enemy. It is there to show you who you are being. That's it. How would you know yourself if you didn't have awareness, the light, the reflection there? Now, I'm always interested in why certain things are very patterns and symbols. And when it comes to the X and the Y, you'll see the X, because women, we have the double X chromosome, which is that what it's called? The two X's, versus men, the reflection, masculine energy, have XY. The thing is, you'll see the symbols in life hinting to you. It's interesting when we talk about X-Men, and I think that we really don't really think about X-Men. Well, oh, it's just X-Men, like the movie and X-Men. But the X chromosome, they're tapping into their power in the X chromosome. Now, we would talk about even in algebra. So we're going to take it back a little bit because it's been a while since I've been in algebra. But if we talk about even algebra, when it comes to the X and the Y, when it comes to that equation, the X is independent, but the Y is dependent on the X. There's so much that we can talk about when it comes to the X that's hinting to the power that's in the X. Now, on this channel, I've said a lot that when it comes to the two different spiritual journeys between a man and a woman, a man's spiritual journey is for him to release of himself, to release of his ego, to become more sacrificial. And for a woman, her spiritual journey is about becoming full of self, becoming self-obsessed, and gaining a sense of self, which makes sense because oftentimes women are the ones with the issues of self-worth and not knowing their value and all the things. So all of that makes sense. But because men have the X and Y, and they also have an X, when they release of themselves, they release of the Y, and they lean more on the X, they become more powerful, like X-Men. They're leaning into their power. But when it comes to that algebra equation, the y is dependent on the x. The x is independent because the y, the reflection, is only reflecting the beingness. I hope that makes sense. But you'll see it, and you'll see this pattern in so many things. And the reason why I wrote the ebook is that I want women to understand their power. When they start centering themselves in their pleasure and becoming present in the now and understanding that life is just reflecting their beingness, that they're so powerful. We are so powerful. And we need to get beyond blaming, making people the enemy, making masculine energy the enemy. And when we revert back, we look backwards, we come inward, we start to understand our power. We start understanding life. We start understanding that life is just showing me who I am. My man is reflecting me. And when I can become present and in my beingness, when I can become present and I center myself and my pleasure, life begins to soften, because guess what? I'm soft. Life becomes nourishing because I'm nourishing. I'm fertile. Life becomes infinite possibilities and potential because that's who I am. Life starts reflecting that back to me because that's all life is doing. My man meets me where I'm at. And we're not attracting these things. You are it. I was reading this wonderful book called Planet X, and it was talking about being in the goo. And I often call it plasma, this real rich, decadent, nourishing substance, the original substance that they talk about in The Science of Getting Rich, the original substance. Now, I say this too. If you've ever explored yourself, you know that that's who you are. You know that that's who you are. You are that right now. You are rich. And when you start tapping into your beingness, life becomes more rich. Life becomes nourishing. Life becomes soft. Life becomes this beautiful, it opens up to you. All potential and possibilities open to you. It's all there for you because that's who you are. That's who you are. And why he showed up. Why narcissist, toxic relationship, abuse, all the things is in your life right now is because you've distorted it. You centered things outside of yourself. You've centered that man over there. You've centered that group over there. You've centered that whatever it is. You've centered all these things outside of yourself, thinking that the power is out in the reflection and it's not you. So I really wanted to share that. Existence is not the enemy. My man is not the enemy. Life is not the enemy. This is about your healing. Why he showed up is about your healing. And so also my ebook, Why He Showed Up, it is actually the prequel to Manifest It Like a Woman. But I really wanted to share this in this book about it being about your healing and how to heal from the narcissist, the toxic relationships, the abuse, how to heal from that. I'm really excited about it. And this healing is about coming back to your body, coming back to your senses, coming back to your center. And it's not about seeking validation. It is not about centering, being chosen by that man over there. It's not about chasing performance, trying to earn love, trying to earn anything, striving and all the things. That's not what it is about. It's about centering your pleasure. This is going to lead to your healing. So I hope you guys check out that book. And that's all for this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like this kind of thing, if you like womanhood, feminine energy, spirituality, I think you'll like it here. So definitely subscribe, and I will check you guys in the next video. Peace.